Hello amigos, RadiShineAmigo here and welcome back to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot Fusion, Purple, Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's, Cortex's Rage, Waku Waku Tomodachi, Daisuke Sen. It's Crash Bandicoot Fusion, guys. Now, I have no idea how I've made it this far just talking about random stuff, and I've actually been talking about the game a lot. There's really not that much to talk about with this game. So this part I've decided I'm going to talk about Crash Insane Trilogy for a little bit. So as you may know, I've done streams of the game, mostly because I've already done a normal playthrough, like a normal Let's Play. So I thought, you know, just go for a stream. And obviously the game's been out for over a year. It came out last year on the PS4. And this year for like the Switch, the PC, and the Xbox One. And this year we're getting the Spyro trilogy, which is also by Activision, but it's not made by Activision. It's made by is it Toys for Bobs or Toys for Games? I'll have to look this up. But they were part of who made the Toys for Bob. That's it. They were part of the company that made the Skylanders series. I believe Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob both made the Skylanders games. They kind of like took it in turns. So obviously Vicarious Visions did the Crash Insane Trilogy. Toys for Bob's are doing a Spyro trilogy. And I believe I read somewhere that Vicarious Visions plans to make like a new Crash game or whatever, maybe like once every other year or so. I think that was part of their plan, similar to how like they took it in turns to make a Skylanders game. So, assuming that that's all correct and everything, I'd like to just first ask you guys, write in the comments below, what would you like the next Crash Bandicoot game to be? And what do you expect it to be? So obviously, those are two different questions. So obviously, the thing that you want might be completely different to what you think is actually going to happen. So for example, I might want a Crash Bash game, like a remake of something. But I feel like that won't happen. What I feel like is more likely is like a platformer or something, you know? Say whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. It's always interesting to just, you know, see other people's opinions on what they would like out of, you know, a series, especially when it's one that like we all enjoy, like Crash Bandicoot. Oh, we've got white coloured shorts now. Oh, the variety. So I'm just going to go over like what I want and what I expect. So I've heard like some people say like they would like Wrath of Cortex remade. I personally feel like that won't really happen. It'd be good though if it did happen, and if they did do that, I feel like they'd have to do Twinsanity as well. What I would like to happen is I would like them to make the true Crash 4. By that I mean, so at the end of Crash 3, spoiler alert, but I mean, if you don't know the ending of Crash 3 and you're watching this, then I don't know what to say. I know what to say. Go watch my Crash Bandicoot 3 Let's Play on my Crash Insane Trilogy stream instead of this, because it's 10 times better than this game. At the end of that game, Cortex and Entropy and Uka Uka, they turn into a baby. But after that, it's like they're all fine again. But technically, like, if you don't have an explanation, then technically as they age, the other characters that are the same, that age would technically be aging with them. Like, so Crash, I don't know how old Crash is, but he would be aging while they go back to their former self, like aging back to what they were before. and obviously they were in like a completely different setting. They're in the dinosaur period, I believe, when they got sent back in the time vortex at the end of that game. But basically, what I'm saying is, I want them to have a game that starts off with a cutscene of like how they managed to come back from that. It doesn't have to be something completely serious or in-depth or anything. It could be something like silly, you know? I don't care what it is, I just want it to like continue from there and then have something that is like the next best step in terms of gameplay structure from Warped. I feel like Twinsanity went into a good direction with that. But I feel like it needs to be kind of like that, but a bit more streamlined in a way. So Wrath of Cortex had what Crash Warped did, and they just ripped it off. They just did the same thing again, which I mean that's what they wanted to do. Fair enough. Crash Twinsanity had more of like an open world, but it was more a linear open world. What I would kind of like is, so think of like Jak and Daxter, where everything was like open to explore and everything. Kind of like that, but not everything connected. More of like, so you have the main little hub area, which would be similar to like the first place that you're in Jak and Daxter, like the little like village area. That's like something specifically like that. And there are places in that little area where you can warp to other locations. I guess a better way to actually explain this would be Spyro, actually. Do what Spyro does, where it has a hub world with different warps in it, but don't make it as big as that. Because obviously Crash is slower than Spyro. Unless you include the Crash Dash, it might work like that. But have something like that, and then have it so there's not too many like different vehicle type levels. Have like a lot of platforming levels. Have it so you can still switch between Crash and Coco. Maybe add something new if you want to. I don't know what you'd add though. But I'm okay with Crash and Coco, to be fair. And then just add a couple of like gimmicks. So like you have the chase sequences, just kind of think of the next step. So like Wrath of Cortex, that had a good next step, to be fair. Let me start from the beginning. So Crash 1 had boulders. Crash 2, what's better than being chased by a boulder? Oh, giant polar bear, you know? That's cool. But okay, so now in Crash 3, we need to think of something better than a polar bear. Well, dinosaurs, you know? That's better than a polar bear. Then Wrath of Cortex, well, what's cooler than a dinosaur? Well, dragons, you know? So it felt like a good next step. Something like progressed. It felt like a good like progression, you know? And I feel like they should do like something that feels better than at least dinosaurs. It doesn't have to feel better than dragons, because it's kind of hard to get cooler than a dragon, you know? They kind of just have something that's on that a bit, something that feels cooler than a Triceratops. Have it so this is another part where I'm kind of like, I'm not sure on, and that's the like locations. So Crash Warped had like different time periods. I don't really know how you'd get better than time periods without just doing time periods again. But I think time periods again would work. Have time periods, but just make it so all of the time periods you go to are just completely different to what was in Crash 3. The only thing that I would like to see, like gameplay gimmick-wise, come back would be chase levels, animal riding levels. Maybe actually have the dinosaur in so you know, the dinosaur in Crash 3 where you rode him. Maybe have like an actual like riding level with that dinosaur, just to, you know, give him more of the spotlight. Maybe don't even make it in a dinosaur level. Maybe make it like, maybe make it like Ice Age. Like, have it so like he's like the only dinosaur in the Ice Age or something, and you're in an animal riding level, but you're riding that dinosaur, and you've got like Ice Age stuff from the Ice Age to dodge, you know. I forgot about this. The airplane drops like bombs and stuff. The other thing that I would like to be brought back is the ball levels from Wrath of Cortex, because those are like some of my favourite levels in the Crash series, and I would absolutely love if they brought them back. And then when it comes to like other level gimmicks, just try and steer away from reusing stuff from older games. Like, don't bring back the jetpack or something similar to the jetpack. Don't bring back the bike. If you want to bring a car into it, then maybe. Or maybe have it so it controls like Crash Team Racing, and then that's like a hint that like the next game would be a Crash Team Racing remake, you know? I'm kind of just like spewing off random ideas at the top of my head, to be honest. But some of these, like, you know, I would really like to see something like that be brought into a Crash game. I don't mind too much about having the hub world and whatnot. I just feel like the Crash games advanced, like they got progressively better in terms of hub worlds as the series went on. So like Crash 1 was level select, Crash 2 had the hub worlds, but they were all separated, and then Crash 3 brought everything together and then had the warps with each little room. So yeah, I do feel like the next Crash game will be a platformer though. I can't see them making a remake of Crash Team Racing just yet. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a good idea to use the engine that they've already made, maybe tweak it, perfect it just a little bit more, and it's pretty much close to perfect anyway. And then, you know, they've already got the engine, so they just have to make levels of it now, and they've done a good job making their own level, because they did the DLC, which was Future Tense. That level's completely like original. The level design in that was all them, and I feel like it worked well. Like, it was very hard, but that was kind of the point. So of course they know that they can make a good challenging level. It's just whether or not they can make like ones that aren't as hard to, you know, start the game off with, because you don't want them all to be hard. Because obviously the other Crash games, the harder levels come later on. It's just how, you know, difficulty works in video games. And then after that, I feel like that's when they might jump into, you know, Crash Team Racing. I would like Nitro Kart. To be honest, I would actually like Nitro Kart and Team Racing like together, but I'm asking for quite a lot there. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts, opinions? You know, I'd be happy to read them in the comments when this video's out. Of course, by the time I get off this topic, we're back to a tank level. This is fun. Tank. I believe I've missed like one box, so I'm looking for this one box. These tanks move so slow. It's surprisingly a lot more fun though when you talk about Crash Insane Trilogy than when you're trying to talk about this game. See, is there any random stuff I can say about this game that has not been said yet? Okay. I'm looking at the trivia, and it's stuff that I've already read out, or it's stuff that I've already said in the Let's Play. Wow, okay. That's a pretty funny name for a level though. The last level in the game is called Back to the Future. That's a pretty cool level name. Oh, I hear a gem. We did it. So yeah, that was the tank level. Let's see if we get the name of that level up real quick. Tanks Are Us. Believe that was the name of it. I'm not sure what the next level we're going to play is, because I was just going to look at this list, but then I've just remembered that this is a hub world and you play things in any order you want. Crash, my boy! Oh, we got a mystery game. Yeah. This is all completely luck based. I'm not sure if it's like the same, like... No, because what I'm thinking is, if I get the third one... No, okay. It's completely different every time. I think one's a Wumpa Fruit, one's empty, and one's a card, maybe? I might be wrong. But, and it's a good way to get Wumpa Fruit back, because how much do you pay to play this? Let me see. I pressed A like way too fast. But Dragonfly. Yeah, it cost 20, and I'm pretty sure I was winning like 30 consistently there. One of them I saw like it was like 90 something, so I mean I guess it's a decent way to like grind for Wumpa Fruit really. Now it looks like we only have one left, and the one we have left is a gem only mission, so that means it's Crate Smash, because that's the only level we don't have a gem for, I believe. Let's hope I'm right, otherwise I'll look silly. And the crate ones are usually pretty short, so should be we should be able to get that done before the end of the episode, unless it takes me ages to find it. I found it. I think. Or did I? Did I not? That enemy placement is so cheap. Like, oh my god. Maybe I didn't find it. Wow. I really chose a good idea of a game to come back to Let's Play. Like, out of all the games that I could have chose, I chose one that I don't like and I find incredibly boring, and I find it incredibly hard to commentate over this. So I hope this is like entertaining, because yeah. I feel like I've talked about Crash quite a bit though. I haven't gone off topic a lot. And I found the level. So I'll see you next time.